Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome. Tuesday, March 25th. What do we have going on today? So we opened up in value. And interestingly enough, we're catching a bid down here at the lower VWAP band on the session. And we're creating a little structure right down here, which we could probably pay some fades on, but it's a little strong. So let me turn down my tick strike a little bit. I don't want this to be too loud for you guys. Okay. All right. So, we could be playing some longs off this lower band here, but there's quite a bit of selling pressure. So we might want to hold off on that. Morning, Eric. So it'll be interesting to see what happens down here again at the 58.10 level. This would be a good area to play with some longs. This is also the close down here, around 58.16. We're back into yesterday's value area. And this is actually where we're at right now is yesterday's point of control. So this is going to be an area of a lot of business being transacted because it was yesterday. This is the most popular price from yesterday's session. So we can expect some chop here, which is generally a good area to take some scalps. I don't like where price is right now, but we're at VWAP on the session, but this is upper value on yesterday's session as well. So if we zoom out a little bit, 58.18, and right here, 58.14, we're trading right between yesterday's point of control and upper value. I did just sit down, so I'm going to collect my bearings here, watch for a little bit, see what type of opportunities unfold. Could be rejecting out of yesterday's value here. Now, I don't normally keep it out like this. I'm just doing it to show you because I have other monitors on this screen to watch. So I can stay zoomed in on this screen. I'm looking at regular ES currently, Eric. The volatility has kind of died down a little bit, so I've been playing regular ES, 1 to 2 contracts for the most part the last 2 days and end of last week. Before that, I was in MES when we were having the crazy volatility. So I changed my instrument based on the market conditions. So this 88.24 level, which is our upper value currently, and it's yesterday's 50% IB high, 50% extension high. Eric, can you hear the tick strike coming over the volume? And let me know, is that distracting? Do you like it? Is it too loud? Is it too quiet? Can't hear it. Okay. It's interesting. Oh, I know why. Okay. It's probably better that way. So buyers are trying to push through this level, but it looks like we're getting a lot of absorption. So we're at point of control here, and we're also at VWAP on the open. So it could be a little short spot.
Order filled.
You know, we're still in this value area. We can expect some chop. We do have buyers stepping in here. However, we are at point of control and VWAP on the session. All right.
Order
And a
filled.
second contract there. And if we go higher, I'm out. Pretty close to stop out. So we get a rejection here, which is the plan because we're fading value area extreme. But are we going to try and escape value?
Order filled. Order submitted. Order filled.
Okay. Quick $100.
With Trump at the White House last week.
Now I'm just scalping what I expected to be a quick rejection of upper value. I'm not trying to catch a big move because we have VWAP right there. The range is rather limited. So, you know, this is where people get greedy. They try and go for bigger moves, and it quickly goes against them. So, all right, it's going to come right back up. it's clearly trying to escape value, but there's sellers that are watching this that will push it down at least once or twice. Now that I've faded that level, I won't fade it again. That level has been used. Now I'll wait for a fresh contextual trade. I don't like to play off the same level twice. All right, now I wait for the next trade. Morning, Diego. Just got the first trade out of the way this morning. Faded upper value extreme right here. So we had upper band on VWAP. We also have upper value on the volume profile. So we had confluence there. And also, this is upper VWAP band on the session right here. So we had a whole bunch of stuff going on. If I look at my levels, this is also yesterday's high. So we had a whole bunch of levels right here. That's why it's having difficulty. And we just scalp right off this level here. It's also opening range low. And what we use for the opening range is the first 30 seconds. So a bunch of levels right there.
It says Trump administration.
To scalp off. Now it looks like it's trying to push out. So I don't trade the breakouts on these. I'd like to see some price acceptance. So what do I mean by price acceptance? I want to see price navigate above value and spend either time there or distance. So it goes far enough in, or we hang out here for, several candles. Otherwise, we're still in rejection territory like just happened, and that's why I don't trade breakouts like that. That was still a fade all day. Punctured the VWAP band. So that would have been a valid setup right there. Just going to try again. And just FYI, there's a dedicated chat for the stream instead of using main chat. So if you want to pop into the chat feature on the stream, it's a little easier for me to manage one chat. Cool. So if we break above this and we hold and we get some price acceptance up here, it's going to be longs are going to be on the table again. But I need to see some price acceptance first, so we need to have some time or distance out of value for price discovery. So now we're pushing. This is a key level right here. It's 827. It's probably going to have some difficulty right here too. This is a tool I use on NinjaTrader. So you can see these red levels, this yellow stuff. This is a really cool indicator I use on NinjaTrader. It tells me when these levels have been tested multiple times on higher time frames. So this 67 to, this 27 to 28 level has been a significant level 5 times on the hourly, 1 time on the 4-hour, and 3 times on the daily. And it was the hourly high on March 6th. So this is a really cool indicator I use. So we're bouncing off of it. But we're above yesterday's high. So this is kind of nowhere's land right now. Can you guys hear me okay? I just want to make sure my microphone's in the right distance and the volume's good. Okay, cool. Thank you. So we got another rejection. But really, you can see on the cumulative delta, no real selling has stepped in yet. You know, this is still all buyers. So I'm not sold on any short here, except for a quick scalp fade, but I already did that. Not doing it again. Because I'll be caught, you know, you go back to the well one too many times, that's when you get caught in the breakout. I mean, theoretically, these are still good longs, but this is going to about to turn into a sell candle on the cumulative delta. I do like this long here. We have kind of, let's wait for another big push. We're still selling here. It's pretty much absorption. I missed it. Sometimes you miss the trade. You don't want to chase it. You know, my idea was to go long, wait for some buyers to step in, but it just jumped up, and now I don't want to chase it up by the level. I'll be longing right into upper band. The real move was here when it was down by point of control, back up to upper band. So now we're in between the two levels. There's not much meat on the bones, so to speak. If you look at the long-term VWAPs, we're right at upper band on the week and the month. So this would be a key breakout spot. So the temptation is to short here because we've rejected so many times, but I've learned over my years of trading that when I keep trading off the same level, what eventually happens is I get caught in the breakout. So all the profits I made fading that level will be given away when I get caught in the breakout. So I always look for a fresh contextual setup. If I've traded it once, I try not to trade it again. Maybe once in a while I'll do it 2 times, but that's where greed
Connection lost.
can get you. So I teach 2 forms of setups. One is a mean reversion and one is a price discovery. So there are mean reversion setups, but there's also just as many momentum setups. But the key is being able to set the 2, right? So far, this has been a mean reversion setup, but once we break out and accept above this, it's going to turn into a momentum setup, and we're going to be looking to go long because now we're in price discovery outside of value. When we're in value, we fade value area extreme, so that would be your mean reversion setup. When we break out of value and we're now searching for a new area of value, that is when we will go with momentum. And the key is being able to tell which we're in, right? A lot of people are trying to catch trend or momentum moves when we're in value, and they're trying to fade price discovery. I'll fade price discovery sometimes. It's very tricky. I don't recommend it, especially for people new to the strategy. I typically scalp it off key levels and extensions. But that is also, I wouldn't necessarily classify that as mean reversion. It's just some price action scalping. That's pretty much what I was doing yesterday when we were clearly in price discovery to the upside, and I was shorting. I was catching the fades off key levels. So now we're starting to get some acceptance. We're spending time out here above this band. So this would be the area
Order
to go long.
submitted. Order filled. Order filled.
According to MEA, India and China hold border discussions in May.
About a quick $60 there. We're not getting follow through. But I'm seeing mixed signals, Meta selling off, holding it back. None of the other big tech stocks are really rallying right now, so we're not getting a clean break. So just took a quick scalp. I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'll be right back. It's generally, the newer you are, I would say that the stop should go below your entry candle. I think that's conservative. And see, now we're starting to get price discovery to the upside. I'm probably going to catch along here.
Order filled. Order filled.
But definitely risk tolerance. You should have a specific area. And you should have an idea of how much you're willing to lose on any particular trade. And if you get there, you got to cut it. So I use these hotkeys here. I have a button to cancel. I don't place a manual stop order. I have an eject button. And I press that when it's time to end the trade. I keep an eye on my stop loss.
Order filled.
I cut it down $60. This is a Stream Deck, and I have a video on it too. I'll send you that afterwards. I have it all programmed buy and the bid, sell. I did a whole video on it. I'll send you. But so I had to cut that one. I gave up my profits plus an extra $60, but you know, I have all morning. I'm still not convinced this is a big reversal, but there's a lot of selling coming in now.
Order filled.
Look like a stop run.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Yep. What's the stop run? And we're still on the session, we're still pretty much at upper value. So here's the move.
Order
I'm gonna
submitted.
take one contract here.
Order filled. Order submitted.
All right, initial balance is set.
Order filled.
So our initial balance is 58.31. IB high, IB low is 812. Pretty small initial balance. It's about half the size of the initial balance average. So the average over the last 20 days has been a 50-point initial balance. Today it's just under 19 points. Less than half the size. It's a small range we're dealing with here. Let me pull up that video for you, Eric, while I'm waiting here. There you go, Eric. Now this is starting to look like a rejection. Up IB
Order
high.
filled. Order filled.
Nice little scalp. Eric, I have used Bookmap. I've used it actually quite a bit. So I'm very familiar with it. I haven't found it gave me much of an edge. It was like another thing for me to monitor. And this mix of tools I use currently has been awesome. So, like it shows the liquidity of the DOM, in a different way. And usually that liquidity can just get chewed through or it could be respected. It's hard to tell one way or the other. So that's why reading the tape and momentum and order flow with tick strike and cumulative delta. Yeah. Yeah, the CVD is awesome. Very high quality. It was cool. It had that I paid, for the iceberg detector and the stop runs and the the sweeps, It's all very, very cool. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a very cool tool. Does it help my trading? I don't know. I don't know if all those tools really did much. Because too much information is bad. I'm not a computer. I'm not an algorithm. I need information that I can process quickly and make decisions quickly because I trade on a relatively low time frame, the 5 minute. I think anybody who trades under the 5 minute is super impressive because you're battling with algorithms the shorter the time frame. Here we go. So theoretically, we're in price discovery. The only thing that's holding us back here is the initial balance high. We get above this 831 level, we're going to be in pure price discovery according to my strategy. We could actually have a pretty big up run of a day today. I'm not seeing many significant levels from here all the way to pretty much the 40s. So we can have a 15-point run here. So VIX has dropped to 17, 17 and a half. Conducive to a little bit of an upswing here.
So just keep in mind, the U.S. Director of National Intelligence is currently speaking in the live stream. He testifies before the Senate. At the moment, he is just repeating points from the intelligence.
So this is set to the open, this volume profile,
This event.
to just this session. And then I have, this is real-time regular trading hours. And then I have electronic trading hours up here that I'm watching on the volume profile. And on the screen, I go several days back on the regular trading hours volume profiles. So I'm keeping an eye on multiple profiles here. I have the long-term VWAPs. These are my tools for TradingView. If you check out that channel, I have TradingView up here and then TradingView NinjaTrader over here. I have the news back here, FinJuice with the Squawk Box. So any breaking news I'll hear about right away.
Pittsburgh President Scheinbaum is eyeing a pending call with Canada's.
I'm watching stocks up here. I got the TV on up there. Ripping now. So if you can be patient, you can hold through all this stuff, you know, you catch a nice move, but too much of a scalper to hold through all this. I wait for my setups, I take them. So now we're pretty much pre-market high up here. Anybody else taking any trades yet this morning? I'm sitting at $123 in profit. Nothing too exciting, but it's early. 1040. On the volatility, it was higher. It's hitting about $1,000 days, but the last couple of days have been $500, $600 days, which I'm totally happy with. I'll trade my top step too. XFA. We might get some chop up here before we really break out. We really haven't built much of a node here though. There's really no distribution. So there's really not much to do right here. We're at yesterday's. Looks like, no, on the NQ, we're at yesterday's IB extension, 2x IB. Looks like we got some scammers in the room here.
Shell CEO on LNG Canada says we're on track for the first orders to be shipped around the middle of this year.
Can't believe people still that whole imitation thing. One hell of a move. So we're up. Well, not that much. About 8 points. So this is kind of what we did yesterday. We just kind of grinded up all morning, except we probably had some nicer pullbacks. This would have been this was a nice long that we took right here. I caught another one right around here. Did a short here. We got caught in one of these flushes here going long. So about a mixed bag this morning. We're testing the second 2 standard deviation band up here. But as you can see, it can ride above the second deviation band for quite some time and never come back. So if you're going to try and short any of this, you got to be quick, get in and get out. I'm not chasing this up at this point. It's not really giving us enough room here. NQ would probably be if we wanted to. NQ is running, man. I'm interested if we get up to 40 for a short. I'm not talking about a big short. I'm talking about a little scalp short. I'm debating switching over to NQ. Price action's a little slow.
Order submitted. Order filled. Order filled.
A little bit of a scalp off that rejection off upper band here. So now we'll probably return. This is the reversal. We got IB high, 33, 31. It's right here. Everybody trading NQ? NQ is a lot stronger. It is going.
The US issues a statement on talks with Russia and Saudi Arabia. Just waiting for the details of this statement to come through. US and Russia agree on safe navigation in the Black Sea, according to the White House.
I just feel like we're going to drift higher. Just very, very slowly. So scalping NQ might be the better option, but
The US and Russia agree to implement a ban on striking energy facilities.
Order submitted.
all right, we're going to do a little more scalping here. See if we can get.
Order canceled.
And the White House says the
Order
US is working
submitted.
with Russia towards durable and lasting peace.
Order filled.
White House adds the US and Russia agreed to measures for implementing the agreement to ban strikes against energy facilities of Russia and Ukraine. A little bit of weakness in WTI crude coming through here as again the US and Russia agreed to measures for implementing the agreement of ban strikes against energy facilities in Russia.
Order
and Ukraine.
canceled. Order filled. Order submitted. Order canceled.
And the White House says the US will continue facilitating negotiations between both sides.
Like a little $10 loss there.
Order submitted. Order canceled.
But the US, the White House also saying the US is restoring Russian access to market for fertilizer exports. So again, the US to help restore Russia's access to the world market for agricultural and fertilizer products, according to the White House.
I mean, we're probably going higher. Anybody take any trades? It's been a very slow morning for me. Not a lot of opportunity when we just grind like this. Okay. Yeah, practice is good, especially if this is a relatively new strategy. Okay, here we go. Let's get a big push here. And then I'm going to take a little bit of a short for retracement. I'd like to get up to 40 though.
Order filled.
We'll take it here.
Order submitted. Order filled.
It's so slow. It is. Got out too early. I don't like it when it stalls so much. So price action has changed significantly over the past week, right? What was working last week is not working this week. So the ability to adapt to these market conditions. Did you, what was the second trade, long or short?
In this White House statement here will be US and Russia agreeing on various
Nice.
things here, like
It was a good trade.
Black Sea, a ban on energy strikes. But the statement does also say the US.
When it's grinding like this, you can catch nice scalps on those type of levels.
Well.
So now we have this wick on the cumulative delta, which is interesting. We got sold into. We're still outside of the distribution on the session. Try to touch that band to the tick. Got buyers stepping in again. But we got mixed market. You can see the stocks still have sellers. You know, not a lot of agreement up here.
The S&P 500 utility sector falls 1.7% to a 1-week low.
Yeah. See that?
Order submitted.
Bye.
Order filled. Order submitted. Order filled. Order filled.
Okay. Almost at 300 bucks. This is my cash account, guys, by the way. This is not a prop firm. This is real money. I trade prop firms too, but this is my current cash account. It looks like we're going to come down to we're at IB high right now, and upper band and upper value on the profile. So this would be an area to bounce, that's for sure.
Order filled. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order filled. Order canceled.
Okay, I caught a little bounce there. See that? Gotta be fast for those. Bear back.
The Treasury to auction $75 billion in 4-week bills. So these 4 weeks settling on April 1st.
Okay. I mean, what's nice about this slow price action, it's easy to manage your risk. You know, obviously we're not racking up profits real fast, but also it's a lot easier not to get stuck in a trade that's going to screw you really bad. So there's two sides to that coin. Eric, I'm going to send you a message real quick. That's a quick form you could do. That just helps me. I've been doing it for everybody who comes in the room, just getting an idea of where everybody's at in their trading, so I can help you guys the best I can. Nothing crazy in there. I'll take you 2 minutes, just a bunch of questions on where you're at with your trading, what's working, what's not. So now you can see here we've built this distribution, which we've been trading in, right? So when you build a nice distribution like this, we're kind of in this micro value area. And along here would be fading the value extremes. So let's do that.
Order filled. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order filled. Order submitted. Order canceled.
No. Not a whole lot of room to work
Order
with up
submitted.
here.
Order filled. Order canceled.
So now we're at the point of control on the session. I don't know why I have two different point of controls, but we're definitely building a strong distribution up here. So, anybody who's trading to go back down to here is probably going to be SOL. Unless they're unloading up here, and then we can expect to go down to VWAP. That's a reasonable trade. But we got to break out of this distribution that we're currently in. Okay, so we're kind of at that bottom of the distribution again. So again, it's tempting to go long, but the cumulative delta is telling us buyers really haven't stepped back into the market yet. This could be it, but I don't want to buy into the top of the distribution. So we're working in a very limited range here. This is working in like 11 tick distribution. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate it, man. I'll review it a little bit here.
The Ukraine's defense minister just clarifying on the White House statement from earlier. Says Ukraine agreed to a ceasefire at sea and to halt energy infrastructure attacks.
So you definitely don't want to buy up here. Top of the distribution. Cumulative deltas has no buyers really stepping in. There's probably a lot of people looking for a breakout up here. A lot of people. So they might trap a bunch of people. That's kind of what happened in this candle. Kind of want to short this.
Order filled. Order submitted. Order filled.
The defense minister says third countries could be involved in monitoring the.
See there? back to the other side of the distribution. It just goes back and forth. Those are great scalp scouts. So about 400 bucks in profits for the day. Real money. Guys, when I only keep like 5 grand in this account. And whatever profits I make in the day, I transfer right into my bank account. It's a beautiful thing. Daily payouts. So, I'll get 500 to 1,000 bucks. And when I'm done trading, lock myself out, transfer that money into my bank account, call it a day. And go work on other content for the group here. So no real buyers have stepped in on the cumulative delta. You can see that down here. New candle on the 5-minute. Still right in the middle of this distribution. We're at point of control right here. It's a good question. I don't give myself generally all that long, couple minutes. But I really try to get dialed in into the tape, and that's why I use tick strike. The tick strike is like my tape gauge. If I'm long and everything's lighting up red, like it's a bad sign. If I'm short and I start to see some of the text or the tick or the VIX start to move in my favor, I get some confirmation, Some of these will lead the move, like the tick will often happen before the reversal happens. And the more you just sit and watch it and listen and watch and trade it and watch, you get super dialed in. I don't give it very long though. Like I think we might break here. I won't trade the break. I'll tell you that right now. There's so many fake outs. They're either trapping a bunch of longs here. There's probably already a lot of longs trapped here. And they might like to stop run them. So to answer your question, Eric, I don't think I have exactly a specific time. That might help you in the beginning to set a shot clock. I like that idea. I've never done it, but I think that's a great idea. 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes. No news. "30 seconds can feel like forever when you're scalping. And I don't want to short right into the IB high or the upper band. Yeah, that was a good spot. I was right at point of control. I like that. Right back to VWAP band. Now the move's kind of already happened. To a lot of people, it looks like we're starting to sell off and accelerating. However, price is coming right into IB high and upper band. and the bottom of this distribution and this kind of point of control for this distribution. So there's a lot of reasons not to go short here. In fact, long is probably the better option, but I've already traded this one more than once. So, and I do expect a stop run here sooner or later. So if we get a stop run and reclaim, that would be a nice long. But I don't want to just preemptively take it right here. Sure looks nice though.
Order submitted.
Might scout this a little bit.
Order canceled.
So the tick's moving up. We're right here at IB high.
Order submitted. Order filled. Order filled. Order submitted. Order canceled. Order submitted.
Looks like there might be a seller up here. Looks like it's trying to roll over. Get the stop run.
Order filled.
Ah. I'd have to close it. I'm gonna get caught in this stop run. I know it. Let me out.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Here we go.
Order filled.
466. Not very happy with that trade. I was too preemptive. I knew we were going to start to push down into some stops, and I got in a little early. But we held up at this low volume node right here. 29 3/4. Get some continuation here. To the downside. We're below IB high. We're also below upper band. So we have a bit of a demand area here, 27. Trapping shorts both directions. Trapping longs, trapping shorts. If you're trying to catch big moves, you're hating this price action. Hating it. Okay.
Order submitted. Order filled. Order filled.
I'm gonna have to cut it. What I get for taking the same trade twice.
Order filled.
Cut. Now do we go short? There it is. Look at this.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Come on now.
Order submitted. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Definitely a battle today. Still up 365. Kind of
Order filled.
bearish on that.
Order submitted. Order filled. Order submitted. Order filled.
So seeing that Schneider Electric say they plan to invest over $700 million in the US, supporting energy and AI sectors as well as job growth. The company expects to create over 1,000 new US jobs.
Order filled.
Oh, nice. Well, we're about to call it a day here on this trade, I feel like. We can just sell off a little bit here. Ah, very slow.
Order filled.
This President Macron says on X, he spoke with Argentina's Milei.
Unconvincing buyers here. No real volume. See if we can get a little bit of a sell-off here. Call it a day. And we're holding this upper band NIB high, which I'm not thrilled about.
Order submitted. Order canceled.
We're barely
Order
moving.
submitted. Order filled. Order submitted. Order filled. Order submitted. Order filled.
All right, back to 460. You can see how frustrating that can be to be up at 460, be down to 250, back to 460. I mean, but that's the way the scalper's life goes. Got to keep the losers small because one bad trade can ruin everything. Probably take one more trade. Let's get over 500 and we'll call it a day here. Time's it. Yeah, it's about 11:30 anyway. I like to try and be done by 12. So normally, we'd have a lot more profits by now, but this is just very slow movement. We might catch a little bit of a bounce here at 28. Doesn't really want to move in either direction, does it? We're trading like a 2-point range. Andre asked if I ever used Bookmap. I actually just got that question before. Yeah, I have used a ton of Bookmap. I used it for a long time. I used the liquidity tracker. I used the stop, the sweep tool, the stop run tool, the iceberg tool. I never really felt like I got an edge. I think it distracted me, gave me too much of a bias when really I just want to focus on the immediate order flow on the tape. The levels are the levels based on VWAP, an upper value, lower value. So I don't really need to see that. And I don't need to see the liquidity in Bookmap. Good morning, Rare Tracker. Just bleeding lower. If we get down to 28, it'll probably take a little long here. Maybe 26.
Order filled.
Might start scaling into something down here.
Order filled.
That felt like the stop run. And we're at 28 here. Seven.
Order filled.
Let's go. This is kind of key level here. Yeah, this is the opening range high. This is also a major level on the hourly. Let me go for a little more size on this one. Yeah. I'm worried about a stop run all the way back down to VWAP, stopping me out, and then we get the bounce. We have interesting level popping here. I'm probably not going to try and get a big move on this because my price is at the upper end of this distribution now. So unless I add more down here and try and get out at the other side. Now we're at the point of control. This is the new point of control. And VWAP on the session. Those pops are being sold into.
We have the White House statements on this, but the Kremlin also to publish a statement on the Riyadh talk soon, according to TASS News.
Order filled.
We are at point of control right here. I need a couple ticks, guys. And then I'm done. Would like to see a back test of the upper band. Just got this slow bleed going on, but really not moving all that much. Not letting it get above here.
Order submit. Order failed. Order submitted. Order canceled. Order submitted. Order failed. Order submit. Order failed. Order submitted. Order failed.
That's it. 5:30, guys. All right. Before I call it here, any questions? I'm going to switch over to my Top Step. Trade a little more, probably record a video for today. Any questions? I'm going to do a group session tomorrow evening, probably. If anybody wants to join, I'll post about it in the group. $530 profits in the cash account. Eric, Nick, any questions before I go here? We'll wrap it up.